Hey everyone, welcome to the Loomsum Dimsum kitchen, and the first item on our menu is pork dumplings or shumai depending where you live. Now this is a really simple technique. So if you click on the link below, it'll take you to the recipe page where you can see the number of bands used per color. After you check that out, come back and let's begin. Okay, let's get started with the dim sum. And if you want to know the exact number of bands used, please click on the link below so you can check out the recipe page. But we'll be needing orange, beige, and yellow or light yellow bands. Start off, well, you'll need your regular loom, 2 rows, remove the center row. And I revised my recipe a bit because I wanted the top to be really small, the way they just place carrots, like a small piece or a shrimp on top. Because my previous one used the orange bands in several places and you'd have to sew it in together. But this is it's a really simple technique. So you start off with 2 orange bands with a hook or your loom hook. Wrap it once. Then grab 4 of the meat bands. These are flesh bands which I got from the Rainbow Loom Skin Tone collection. I'm not sure which shade this is. And then you pull it down. So you pull it through and you grab the ends on the opposite sides that way. And put one there on one peg. And the other side on the peg across. We'll only be working with 10 pegs total. So now get 2 more. Slip your hook through the orange ring. Pull up those 2 bands. Another 2. On that side. Then repeat that for these 2 pegs. And another 2. Like that. Then 2 more for this area. Another 2. and another set for the last 2 pegs. Okay, after that, grab 2 orange bands and wrap it around your hook twice. Get a single flesh colored band, pull that over. Like that. Now you get 2 yellow bands and you slide that single flesh band over the 2 yellow bands. So it looks that way. Now this yellow band is what we're going to use to weave the first 2 pegs. So go to your first corner peg, pick that up, pull those yellow bands through. Just keep that orange wrap band on the flesh tone band hanging. Put one end on the previous peg here. Move the yellow off the hook. Remove the peg to the right and remove the bands on the peg to the right and replace it with the other end of that yellow band. Now you get 2 more bands. Pull it through. One end on the previous peg. Move the yellow bands from your hook. Remove the flesh tone bands from the next peg and replace it with the yellow bands. Again, 2 yellow bands. Pull it through those flesh bands on your hook. One end on the previous. Remove those yellow bands from your hook. Remove the flesh bands off the peg to the right and replace it with those yellow, the other end of those yellow bands. Again, 2 yellow bands. Go through. Remove those yellow bands off your hook. Remove the flesh tone bands off the next peg and replace it with the other end of those yellow bands. Two bands, 2 yellow bands. Go through. One end on the previous peg. Remove those yellow bands from the hook. Remove the flesh colored bands off the next peg replace with those yellow bands. Now we're going to have to add this hanging orange wrap band with the flesh. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull it across. So you have 4 flesh bands on your hook taken from this peg. Pull this band across and add it onto your hook. Get 2 yellow bands. You're going to put it through 5 beige bands. 5 because it includes the center band. Put one end of those yellow bands on the previous peg. Remove the yellow bands off your hook. Pick up the flesh tone bands on the next peg and replace it with the yellow. So pause the video, finish it up until, finish off the rest of the pegs, and I'll see you at the end of this round. These are the last flesh colored bands on my hook, and these are the last 2 pegs. Grab those and pull it through. Put one end here. Other end here. Push everything down. Now we're going to start with the first wrapper row with the yellow bands. Get 2 bands and lay them all around. These bands are blonde, they're the color blonde, and they're from a brand called Lucky Looms, I think. And I thought it was a good color. Not too bright, but any light yellow colored band would do. Or even the bright yellow, it's fine. Okay, so this is the very first row of the wrapper. Now, all you're going to do is bring all the lower bands, hook them up and over each peg, all the 4 yellow bands up and over. And that's actually basically it. Row 1 is done, and the whole process is just that. You lay yellow bands around, then lift the 4 lower bands up and over on each peg. So we finished row 1. We need 7 rows total, so do that 6 more times. Pause your video, do it 6 more times, and unpause it when you're done. So you're done with your 7 yellow rows of the wrapper, and your dim sum should look like this. Now we're gonna sew it to close it off. Get 2 yellow bands, create a slip knot, I put one end on a free peg so it's easier. Grab your hook, lift all the bands off the first peg, pull your sewing band through, and continue doing that on all pegs. And when you're done, tie it off. And you can choose which side you actually like more. But since my others are already turned inside out, I'm going to choose the pattern on the inside. You shape, and tighten whatever you feel like needs to be tightened. And hide your sewing band inside. So there you have it. I hope you like it. Enjoy your dim sum.